Hello and welcome to chapter 5 of the Plain Truth 12 channel. This is your host Luke, and as stipulated last week, I wanted to do a video on e-Estonia, particularly because most countries in the developed world and even in the lesser developed world are moving towards this level of governance in technological innovation, being Estonia as the foundation for this movement. Now, just before I jump into the article by Tech Native, I just want to give a bit of context of where Estonia is on the map because not a lot of people know that Estonia is the leading country in the entire world for digital innovation in terms of governance, identification, and the whole lot. Now, Estonia is here, pretty much right next door to Russia, and was obviously previously a part of the Soviet Union. Now, when the Soviet Union collapsed, they wanted a new identity for themselves, and they decided to go through the technology route, and they have smashed it, to say the least. Now, this article, why Tallinn, Estonia is the new Silicon Valley. Now, most people do not know that e-Estonia is leaps and bounds ahead of any country in terms of digitalization. Skype was born there, and it was later bought by eBay for £2.6 billion. But just to get this bit of information here, Estonia is widely considered to be the most advanced digital society in the world. It considers internet access a basic human right, and it was one of the first known countries in the world where 5G innovations was demonstrated in real life. Traditional paperwork has fallen to the wayside and has been replaced by a digital ID card that allows you to provide digital signatures on demand. This goes for paying taxes, signing leases, online voting, it goes to banking, it goes to healthcare, it goes to absolutely everything. Everything is digitalized. As I said, it's a small population of only 1.3 million. Now, they have a very, very helpful website. It's literally just called e-Estonia.com, where they pretty much highlight all their technological innovations that they've done, the roadmap, and everything like this. But again, reinforcing their reputation as being the global leader in digitalization. It's recognized by the United Nations, Google, and many other countries in terms of its level of digitalization. Even France is aiming to reach Estonia's level of e-governance by 2022. Now, if we scroll down, you see a lot of information here. I would do suggest going on this to get yourself more familiarized with this country and their innovation. But it pretty much started in 1994, and they pushed it forward with the launch of the Tiger Leap initiative. As you can see here, with e-banking, e-cabinet, e-tax, parking, X-road, e-IDs, i-voting. They had an issue with cybersecurity. They've pushed that forward. E-health, e-prescriptions, e-residency, and this is a massive thing. Before I go into the idea, I just want to get a little word on the e-residency. You can be a citizen of e-Estonia from your home. Like you are able to become a citizen so easily because they are trying to get more migration in. They're trying to get more skilled workers. You're getting that in a lot of Western nations, but that is mostly due to the issue of an aging population. I'll do a video on that soon. But what I want to jump into is the where is it? I've lost it. The EID, digital identification based on a mandatory ID card. The challenge, securely identifying residents using public and private e-services. The effect, 98% of Estonians have ID card. Digital signatures save 2% of GDP annually. Now, if you go here, it pretty much breaks it down. That again, 98% of Estonians have the ID card. It's phased out pretty much most physical paperwork. You have your one physical ID, and it's linked to everything, and then that has its own digital signatures. Now, the way it's used for legal travel for Estonians traveling within the EU. Now, the EU is going to be pushing, especially through this climate change agenda, it's going to be using these digital innovations more and more as time goes on, especially with the advent of this issue we're currently under. But again, national health insurance, it's used for the proof of identification for banks, digital signatures, voting, medical records, tax claims, prescriptions, it's everything. Now, I think this video is an excellent summary of what Estonia is doing right now, so I do want to play it and it's just a minute long. Fair use.
You have to have an ID card, but there is no punishment for not having it. You want to have it because it gives you access to new information and it makes your life easier. That's very flexible. Now we have, in addition to the ID card, we have the mobile ID, which means that you don't even need the card anymore. You have your phone with you at all times, and you can sign documents, you can confirm that you have received documents, you can do your banking, everything through the phone.
I love the electronic identification. I can do anything anywhere. I can found a company in the car. I can not go to work in the morning. I can do stuff online or even from my mobile phone.
It makes your life very easy. It's more convenient. It's saving your time.
Being able to identify myself both offline and online within every kind of situations during the daytime.
In public transport, I don't need any tickets on paper anymore. I can participate e-voting.
It enables you to do all these magical things that Estonians do online.
Again, e-Estonia, mobile IDs, but it's all pretty much linked into this, and they're really pushing this narrative about e-residency, where it's like getting rid of physical borders and allowing people from their homes or in any other mannerism to be a member of a global digital society wherever they are. And this is what's going to happen pretty much to every country over the next 10 years and even less. Like, because this, as I said, this is the importance of the C passport that's being released around now, because that's pushing forward the whole I only have one ID, which has my medical records, which has this, which has that, which has that. Now, eventually, with the government of the United Kingdom, it's going to be regulated more securely, because here's the challenge and here's the problems. Because everything's set up on a massive, everything's based off the internet, everything's electronic, which frees us up to problems relating to cybersecurity. Now, that's the main issue that they were going into. I think they put it here, cybersecurity in 2007. In 2007, Estonia was hit by the largest organized cyber attack against a single country. International cooperation was needed to contain this new threat. The effect, Estonia has become one of the leading nations in cybersecurity. Both NATO, Cooperative Cyber Defense Center of Excellence, and the EU IT agency are situated here in Tallinn. So as societies begin to push forward this whole e-governance, e-security, we're going to get a different type of quote-unquote internal or international domestic terrorism going on here, to be used for certain legitimate or illegitimate agendas. But again, e-Estonia, I do recommend. There is a documentary I highly recommend watching, which I'll put in the description afterwards. But just a final note, like some of the things they've got e-police, police that walk around with iPads, and because everything's so synchronized on one system, it's a lot easier to do certain things. And as you'll realize, I stated in that little clip, everything's done via convenience. It's easier, it's more efficient, it's simple. That's how it's going to be used. Keep an eye on this. The language is always easy. Technology will be pushed to the masses off of the basis of convenience. Now, on that note, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you join me on the next time. I will be going into a lot more detail around this theme, especially as time goes on. Watch for the legislation that's being dropped, but most importantly, watch out for e-Estonia. They are making big moves with the e-identity and the ID card. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you join me next time.